Education must be the most important thing in our community. The one thing that should be above everything in all of our communities is education. Now, I'm going to be speaking about the African community, meaning that this video is going to be mainly towards the African community because I am from that community. However, other people from other communities can find benefit or may find benefit in what I have to say, God willing. So since college, I would travel to different communities to observe how those communities were set up, and then I would compare those communities to my community. And one thing that I came to a realization of was that the African community, and this is not to insult Africans, but this is, inshallah, hopefully, if you have proper understanding, this is to state a problem so that we can, inshallah, solve it together. But the conclusion or the realization that I came to was that the African community didn't really value education. And I believe that the reason for this was because they did not really understand the purpose of education. The reason why I say that many of our people do not understand the purpose of education is because the measuring stick, from what I observe, the measuring stick of an educated person is the amount of money that that person is making. Meaning that a person is educated if that person makes a lot of money. A person is educated if that person makes a lot of money. This is not the purpose of education. The purpose of education is not money. It's not for money. Well, alhamdulillah, if you choose the right field, if you're an expert in whatever field that you're in, then of course, because of the knowledge that you have, God willing, money will come. But that's not the reason why we are being educated. And this is the reason why this misunderstanding of the purpose of education is the reason why many of our children want to be entertainers. Because if it's all about money, then, well, it's easier to make money by kicking a ball or throwing a ball in a hoop. It's easier to make money by going on a stage and singing. We're not discussing whether or not it's halal or haram. But going on stage and jumping and singing and dancing, it's easier to make money from doing that than to sit down and study for 4 years, 6 years, 10 years, and in residency 4 years, so 14 years, and then afterwards you become a doctor, you perform surgery, and you have a lot of debt to pay, etc. Well, that's not the purpose. My point is, the purpose of education must be understood. When the purpose of education is understood, then inshallah, many of our children will then incline towards being educated members of society and being using their education to better the community. And that leads into the purpose of education. So my definition for education is any sort of beneficial knowledge that one acquires. Any beneficial knowledge, any knowledge that is very beneficial that a person has. If a person has knowledge in medicine, this person is educated. If a person has knowledge in engineering, this person is educated. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Because the person has knowledge and it's beneficial. It's a beneficial knowledge. So what's the purpose of having this beneficial knowledge? What's the purpose of having education? The purpose of having education is to better the community that you're in. Better yourself first and foremost in your family, and then the community that you're in. So, alhamdulillah, if a doctor right now gets out of their building to go to the store to buy some bread for the family, alhamdulillah, and he sees someone that's sick, alhamdulillah, they can go and try their best to help the person out. Sit down, breathe, don't breathe too hard. Or I'm not a doctor, I don't know. You know, if an engineer comes out of the building, a civil engineer comes out of the building and see a huge pothole, then even if they're not on the clock, perhaps they can't just go and fix it, but they can call someone and say, oh government, I have this ability to fix this. What paperwork do I need to sign in order to fix it? Or call whatever company to come and fix the pothole. This is the purpose of education, to make the community better. The people who were using cell phones, we're using the internet. This came from people being educated and finding ways to better the community, better the society. Well, alhamdulillah, because it was so beneficial and so valuable, these people became millionaires and billionaires. Look at Jeff Bezos, right? Jeff Bezos created Amazon. He was an educated man. He created Amazon, and he made shopping, buying and selling online very easy for us all. You get 2-day, 1-day same day shipping. Subhanallah, subhanallah. That makes life so easy. Allahu Akbar, right? Which led to many jobs being created, walhamdulillah. And of course, money followed, walhamdulillah. But the purpose of him creating 1-day shipping in Amazon and making buying and selling easy for us all was not money, was to make, how can I make society better? How can I make the dealings of human beings better for people? And then alhamdulillah, money followed. So when we understand this as a people, then inshallah we'll give this understanding to our children, and our communities will be better. But as long as we don't have this understanding, then you will see that many of our children will continue striving to be entertainers, and only a few of them will be entertainers, because no one can, it can't be, the whole community can't be entertainers, right? But only a few of them will make it to the top, and you'll see a whole lot of other brothers and sisters who did not make it go into fields that are not good or beneficial for themselves, their family, or the community, such as astaghfirullah, I pray that it doesn't get there, prostitution, or many of our brothers are doing it as we speak, selling drugs. As of right now, today actually, I've seen many children, they're not in school. Their parents think that they're in school, but they're not in school. Subhanallah. And if we actually did value education, then someone who doesn't even know the child or the child's family would say, you know what, this child is going to grow up in our community, and if they continue doing this, they will not be productive members of the community. They may harm the community because they're not being educated. So I got to find out whose child this is, and tell the parent. Or they can mind your business, because sometimes, the time that we live in, many children are very dangerous as well. So inshallah, the purpose of this video, in conclusion, is that we need to understand the purpose of education. The purpose of education is gaining beneficial knowledge so that we can give back and better the community. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. You never know. You see a lot of the people who are not Muslim, they're discussing cryptocurrency and other ways in which perhaps one day in the future you won't need money anymore. Allah knows best. That's not what cryptocurrency is for, but I'm just saying, right? We amongst ourselves can, with the limited education that we have, the little education that we have, or the great amount of education that we have, can come together and discuss, okay, well, this problem we all face, how can we create a solution to make this problem go away, or to make our lives better as a community? Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. This video is long enough. Assalamu alaikum.